welcome back to the Weekly Band Crawl. And now I have the duo. Now I have the core of the band, and this is the More Than Venus duo, yes. Right? Back and forth. So because you go out a lot as a duo, there's a lot of people that haven't gotten a chance to go out on a weeknight or whatever and see the actual duo. So I want to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
You guys have a very different mix in the duo than you would expect, right? Like, I've heard some disco, there's some classic rock, there's some alternative, there's some dance, like there's this whole big thing. When you put your set list together for the duo, are you putting it together more for people to listen or more for people to just like come out and dance and have a good time?
Well, when it comes to the duo and the band, actually, we try to make the set list according to what we see is the crowd in the specific venue. So let's say if it's more like a biker bar, we try to keep it more classic rock, heavier rock, maybe a little alternative. If it's more like a venue that you usually get more like goth or new wave patrons, then we try to keep it in the 80s, 90s type of new wave, danceable music. If it's more like, let's say, in an iDrive, where you get a lot of tourists and things like that, we keep it a little bit mixed, but we like to keep it up tempo. So we try to scout the venues prior going. That way we know what type of music people like to listen to in those areas. That way, either or, we're there to entertain them. So we like for them to have the best time possible. So if they want to dance, obviously, if the venue owners see that their crowd is having fun and they're enjoying the music, they're going to want to have you back, So that's what we try to do.
And you guys have a really big song list. Do you have any idea how many songs you guys know? Like, it seems pretty large after seeing some shows.
It's more than 100 and something songs,
It seems like a big list. And the iDrive thing is new for you guys. You've only recently wound up down there.
Yes. We've been going to the iDrive like in the past 4 months.
And where are you playing down there? I'm drawing a blank.
We go to some of the resorts there, to the fountain. We also go to the pub.
Yeah.
Where FAO Shorts used to be.
Yeah.
So that's mostly where we go, and that's like a British type restaurant.
Sure, yeah.
So we try to keep it more into the top 40s, but more into the more British type of music.
I gotcha.
So they enjoy it really.
Now, are you booking those things yourselves, or are the iDrive stuff kind of controlled by agents?
No, we book everything ourselves. Every gig that we get as a band, duet, whatever, that's something that's done by these two here. So, we work very, very hard to get the venues, because some of the venues work only through an agency.
Right.
And sometimes we get called in, and even though they work with the agency, they obviously someone talks to them about us and refers us, and that's when they call us.
Well, that's a hard market to break into. That's why I asked about iDrive. I mean, it's a difficult place to get gigs.
Yes, they need very high energy stuff, so it is very different playing there than, let's say, Sorrento, or
it's not as mellow.
Yes,
you're much more on call to entertain. Now I'm going to ask you a question purely because you haven't shut up the whole time.
Yes.
And so rather than letting you keep interrupt, I'm just going to talk to you directly. So you play guitar in the duo.
Yes.
But you're a drummer, right? And then if memory serves, even when I've seen the band, I think you've been on guitar.
On guitar, yeah, that's right.
What's with that? Like, is it? Do you prefer one over the other? Is it easier to get a drummer than a guitar player? Like, what? Tell me what's going on with that.
Well, because the amount of the songs it's a lot of songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's easier to have a drummer that learns that kind of songs because the
Just
patterns,
chopping wood.
But the other is chords, solos, and all this stuff.
So you got pigeonholed into it.
So I have to learn how to play guitar, and my fingers suffer so much.
Oh, I'll bet.
Because I'm not used to it. So
How long have you been playing guitar?
I mean, many years, more than 20, but chords, simple stuff like. But
Oh,
now
so no
I'm like-
leads or any of that.
No, but now I'm like watching every single tutorial and doing things.
Right, because
like-
with the band, I'd imagine you have to do some lead.
Yes, I have.
But
to
if you
do
had your choice, you would be on drums.
it.
Or no, you don't care. 6 of one, half does the other.
Well, sometimes I miss drums. I'm like, it's gonna be nice to get back to my security,
roots?
to my thing. But sometimes it's fun because in the guitar you have like you have freedom. It's like
Sure.
a freedom. You can
Sure.
you can like interact with the people more.
Yeah, move around, do what you want to do.
Yeah,
You can't really bring the wireless drum set and
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
around with it.
But in the drums you can do that, but you cannot move from there. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
there, but you're like sharing that energy.
Right, you're trying
While
to from
playing.
behind the kit.
Yes. And
100%.
so-
And you said you've been playing guitar 20 years?
yeah.
Okay, so that makes you a guitar player. Like,
No,
once you
but-
hit 20 years on an instrument, you can safely say you play it.
Yeah, but it's like jumping from the guitar to drums. You know, it's
Do you ever play
switching.
drums with the band?
Yes, many times.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
More than
Okay.
guitar. I think the only band I played guitar is
This
More
is
than
the
Venus,
only,
yeah.
the only band he's actually done guitar with.
But in your
And-
band, are you always on guitar with More Than Venus? Are you pretty much always on guitar, or do you ever play drums?
well.
With-
I always play drums.
With
But-
Pedro, when we had
switched.
the first drummer,
Mm-hmm.
the other drummer knew a little guitar, so for certain songs they would switch.
Oh, okay. So
They
at least you
switch,
got a
yeah.
chance to play your
Yes.
main instrument.
Yeah, and I love that. So.
Okay.
Yes.
And so I see you. So you have the duo. Am I right in saying you have a trio? Have I
Yes.
seen that you? Okay. So you have a duo. You have a trio. What about? And then there's the full band.
The full band.
Okay.
yes.
So the duo is obviously just the two of you. When you bring in the trio, who's the third?
Well, right now we have the other drummer, David, as well.
David.
Yes, he's also called David.
Okay.
And he comes in and he does caja, percussions, things
Oh,
like
okay.
that. So,
Okay. So that's the trio.
uh-huh.
And then the full band. Now, is there a permanent full band lineup, or do you kind of grab a bass player, grab a drummer, and you're a full band?
Well, yes. Right now, the full band lineup is obviously us.
Yeah.
And David Pernay, which
Okay.
is the drummer.
Okay.
And we also have Will Weiner, who's the bass
I know the
player.
name. Did he play with Will in the Ways?
He actually is the bass player for the American Idiots.
Oh, okay. The tribute band.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I
For
saw them
Green
at Hard
Day.
Rock.
And the whole thing that sometimes John from Cobalt steps in
Mm-hmm.
is because he has to play with the American Idiots.
I got you.
So, but Will is our like bass
Whenever he can do it,
player,
he's your bass player.
But
Yeah.
sometimes here's, he has other gigs with the American Idiots that he can't say no to.
And that's, one thing I've always wondered about. So my band rehearses once a week. We've had our lineup changes. We've had guitar players switch over. But we don't have anything where it's like, this week it's so-and-so on guitar, next week it's so-and-so on guitar. Like, it's a lineup. And so when my bass player looks at me angrily for doing something stupid, I know why, right? Because I'm used to
Right.
it. Do you have any problem, like, making that connection because you're rotating players in and out? Like, I know when someone in my band does something, I know what or why or how or whatever because we play together all the time. And I'd imagine that's a lot harder when you don't play together all the time.
Yeah, it sometimes it is hard and it does get tense. But like we tried to when we're needing another player that is not usually in the band, we either try to do a rehearsal before or we try to get someone that can step into Will's
You know they know your stuff.
and someone that can actually, that we know is not going to let us down, that they are very good. The other night when we were at Obie's, we had Barfly Rob
Nice.
step
Rob
in.
Amigo, yeah.
You know, so it's like we're not just getting any sort of player from
There's a minimum
anywhere.
caliber you're taking.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
taking into consideration how they play, the type of music that they play, because we do play a lot of rock, but we also do a lot of funk.
Right.
So, and obviously, in order to play funk, you need to have that
Right.
that rhythm
That
and
feel
that
to it.
style and
Different
that feel.
style, yes.
Otherwise, it just sounds sloppy.
And you don't rehearse really unless you're bringing in somebody new for a show, or you do rehearse.
Yes,
We try to
we
rehearse
try to
that.
rehearse, but
It's
it's not easy getting everybody into the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So we just prep, and obviously with the type of musicians that we use, we can trust them to give them a list of the songs that we're gonna do,
And they're going to come in.
and
prepared,
we know that they're gonna get to the gig knowing these songs.
which is important.
Yes.
Which is
You
important.
know, so that's part of what I was telling you, that we try to scout the type of musicians and how they play, because obviously when it comes to a situation like that, we cannot just pick someone like out of
No.
the blue and say, oh yeah, we're not going to rehearse, just get there
Right,
and
just do
play.
it and we'll give it a shot. Yeah, we couldn't do
you
that
know,
either. That always
it's
amazes
so
me.
stressful.
it's
you know.
so tense. I mean, like,
That always
wow.
amazes me.
Yeah, but thankfully we've been lucky enough to
been
find
lucky, yeah.
guys that are very professional, and
Yeah, you've really had some great subs. I mean,
Yes.
Rob Amico, John Massengill, like you bring in quality people every
Yes.
time. And I've seen the show 3 times. You've had a different drummer and bass player each time I saw it, but it was still solid.
yes,
It was still solid. It was kind of like a studio band where you'd finish a song and turn around and be like, "Let's do this one."
yes.
Okay, there you go. Do that. Like, it was very cool. So I'm gonna ask him because
Yes.
again, I'm tired of the interruptions. So just
Yes,
calm down.
yeah.
Just please
Yeah, take it easy.
control yourself.
All right.
What's the More Than Venus from?
No.
More than Venus.
Is the
Well,
part where he's
actually,
like, "I don't know."
it was a name of the song of one of our artists, our favorite artist, is called Gustavo Cerati
Okay.
from Argentina.
Okay.
So he has a song the name is Marea de Venus.
Which means More Than Venus, I'm assuming.
It sounds similar, but
Okay.
it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
The swells in Venus.
Okay.
Venus, yeah.
Okay.
And this song talks about women. You know, this is all the women comes from Venus. You know,
Okay.
that kind. So you know what? It's good. She's the girl. She's the image.
Right, 100%.
She's from Venus, so
Yeah.
So that's where you got it. So who picked the name?
yeah,
Pure curiosity.
we just switched the words because the other one was in Spanish.
Right,
And
sure.
We just make it like phonetically sounds similar.
Sure. And did
So-
you pick the name together? Did you come up with the name? Like, where were we getting it?
Well, I suggest the name, and she was wait a minute, let's
Let's
move the
around.
words, and let's make it American.
And there you go. And it's like,
Yeah.
and I know you've been married 16 years,
Yes.
right? But how long has the Venus thing been going on? More Than Venus.
2 years.
2 years.
Oh, so this is pretty new.
Yes.
So have you done music before together, or is this the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time out the door?
Long
Yes.
time. Yes.
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
We've actually met at an audition.
Really?
That's how we met. And
Okay.
he didn't pick me to sing in his band.
Can you believe that?
That's gonna be one of those stories that you're gonna be
Yeah,
80, you're gonna tell your
yeah,
grandkids.
definitely.
You know what he did to me? That's right. So,
No, she still.
so if you didn't, so if you didn't pick her to sing in the band, so how do you stay in contact after that? Is it like, hey, thanks for nothing, bye, and then like, how do you follow that up?
Something like that. I went to the audition because of a mutual friend that I had played with in a band and back in Puerto Rico. So he found out I was here in Orlando, and he's like, "No, you gotta come and audition because they're looking for a singer, and I can recommend you." So I go, I do the audition. He gets my number. I go home. No one calls me back, and my friend calls me like after a week. He's like, "What happened? Everybody told him to call you. What's going on? Why didn't you want to come back?" I told him, "Well, nobody called me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody called me, so I guess they went at him." And then I get a text message from him, but the only thing is he's asking me out on a date.
Oh, not to join the band.
Not to join the band.
Okay.
So I saw that he was naturally shy, and I was like, okay, just by the way you were asking me to go out with you, I'm gonna give you the chance.
Okay.
And we've been together ever since.
That's awesome. That is all. And how long did the band last?
Years.
Many years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you weren't in the band the whole time?
No.
No.
Okay. That must have been a rough on leaving the house to go to a
Because,
gig for the band that I didn't let you in.
Yeah,
See
she
you
saw
later.
me in years and years jumping band and band and band, doing drums, always
Mm-hmm.
drums. But in Spanish, Spanish rock.
Right.
Different. So it's different circuit, different people.
Totally different feel too.
Yes.
It's much more coordination. When I've gone to see some of the bands that are like Spanish based, the coordination like Ricky, who used to be with Sound Theory, I think now I don't think he's in Paradox anymore. I don't remember who he's playing with.
No.
He's in Society though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ricky is Monet,
He's in Monet.
Demonet, that's it. Like he plays all this really complex
played
left
with us
foot,
a
right
couple
foot,
of
whatever.
times,
Like
too.
yeah, I've always enjoyed that. I can't play any of it because I'm a dance band drummer, but it's very very cool to watch.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's just a language. It's still rock.
Right, understood.
It's still
rock,
music,
not
you
something
know.
like from Mars.
So if you
Okay.
weren't doing a band together,
Yeah.
so how do we get to this band? Like, so you're now done with whatever project you were in. Did you guys just turn around and be like, we probably ought to go do something together?
No, I had the chance to play with a couple English based bands like Paradox, I think, with
Paradox
Paradox
there
and Lovocaine.
Lovocaine.
Oh yeah, Johnny. Okay.
Johnny, he's great, yeah. You know what? Why we don't do it in English?
Yeah.
Let's do this. I like
That
the
took you
music.
14
Yeah.
years to figure out because you've been married 16 years.
Yeah, like
I mean, that was
Yeah,
a little bit of a
'cause-
slow ramp up.
We were more into the Spanish rock and getting because he's a composer.
Oh, okay.
So he had that original music project and we're still working on it. And but a lot of people would, when he was doing drums with Johnny, was it Lovocaine? He would ask me to come in and do a couple of songs
Yeah,
because
sure.
he knew I would sing. And a lot of people started seeing the videos and they were like, "Why don't you do a band?"
Yeah, why
You
not?
know, so that's when we started thinking, hey, why
not?
Why not?
Why
You
not?
know?
So if you get to, you're not full-time musicians right now, or you are?
Yes.
You are, okay. So do you prefer the duo, the trio, the band, or you don't care?
Honestly, we don't mind. Either or. We enjoy what we're doing. So be it a duo, trio, whatever.
As long as you're playing.
As long as we're playing.
And where, I know you guys play all over, because I get the thing every week with Bankroll. Where are you not playing that you want to play? Where haven't you gone that you're like, oh, I want to add that venue to my list? Or is there any place? Because you do play a lot of places.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, there's places that you don't. Well, it's not for
You
us.
like the
play-
venues,
But there's
and
also like you love, like for example, Sorrento. And
Oasis. We feel quite at home at Oasis.
Chuck's great.
I'm kind of crazy too, so it's like I can be full on crazy there.
Yeah, and you'll blend.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not about the stage, the sound, how beautiful. It's the people.
It's,
Sure.
People is like
it's
make
how-
the place,
Yeah.
the venue. So if
Yeah, if
they
they're
treat
reacting.
you well, if you feel welcome, nice. You
Yeah.
love the
Nice.
place.
Now you also play the Nudist Resort.
Oh yeah.
What's the name of that place?
It's called Cypress Cove
Cypress
Nudist
Cove.
Resort. It's Kissimmee, and we actually have a weekly gig there.
And is that where you're doing karaoke?
Yes.
Okay.
We actually, there's other venues. We do like at the Eagles in Port Orange.
Uh-huh.
We also do their karaoke night, but we have like a weekly type of thing in Cypress Cove.
Nice.
And they're so welcoming. You know, it's like,
And you're never overdressed.
well, we are dressed.
Right.
We are dressed, but you know, we're used to it.
Sure.
You know, it's not something that's an issue really to us. You know, if they're having fun, it's the same thing with or without. You know, so we don't.
I just didn't know where it was. I saw it on the thing and I never knew where that place was.
Yeah, they give free tours too.
I'm sure they do. So let me ask you, especially playing some of the places you play, you got the Oasis, you got the News Resort. There's got to be a crazy story in there somewhere. There's got to be.
Well, there's many stories, but they're mostly mature or R-rated. So
Oh, I see. So they're not band crawl appropriate. I gotta start
yeah.
beeping a lot of things.
yeah, you know, we have a lot of friends that are in that sort of lifestyle, and since they know that we're musicians and that we don't really make an issue of it, they will say, "Hey, Kitty Carlos, do you guys mind coming and play as a duet or doing a karaoke night or whatever?" And you know, and by the way that we treat people and we get them included in the show, we get people singing, dancing.
I've seen you do that many
So,
times.
You know, they enjoy that and they just keep on calling us, and thankfully we're doing that. They offered us to be part of the entertainment team there.
That's awesome.
And we're having not only the weekly karaoke every Sunday at 6, we're also doing another night either Friday or Saturday as a duet, and we're actually going to be doing New Year's there as a full
Nice.
band. So you know, they're very.
That's awesome. It's
loving.
turning into a great venue for you to play.
Oh yes.
And for New Year's Eve, who's your lineup?
Well, right now we have David on the drums.
Yeah.
And we have. I'm looking for the bass player yet.
Okay.
I have the one that you referred me to,
Oh yeah, Miguel.
Miguel.
He's
so
very good.
I sent him the list, and we're working it out.
That's
so
awesome.
hopefully we'll be able to do a couple of rehearsals with him and see how it goes.
That's awesome. Well, I am looking. When's the next show?
Well, I think we, as a duet, we're gonna be Friday on Historic Barroom.
Okay. I don't think you
Along
sent me
with
one
it.
that this week.
I think I did, but then I took it back because they changed the date.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. So Friday's Historic Ballroom. Now, is that the one right here in Longwood?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And then are you playing Saturday?
No, so far we don't have anything on Saturday.
All right.
So we're open up for
Very cool.
anything.
Well, they know where to find you, right? Check it out on Facebook. If you shoot me a PM if you're not friends with Kitty or Carlos. I'm looking forward to the next show.
Yes.
I'm really glad you two could make the time to do this. And they helped me on a photo shoot yesterday. Now, the good news is, so we did a bachelorette photo shoot. We did a bachelor photo shoot. We did a rehearsal dinner. You guys got off easy because the first photo shoot we did, we had a baby shower. So my married singer, I'm like, you've now been knocked up by my friend Will. You guys are a couple, go over there. And so everybody wound up doing all these crazy things. You guys did off easy, but that was a lot of fun.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
That was a lot of fun. We
You
appreciate
know,
you coming
we-
out and doing that too.
You know, it's not. I like to see the type of work that we do more like a community. A lot of people think that bands are rivals,
Not
and
really.
at least we don't like to see it that way.
I don't know
We're
any
all
bands that
peers,
do.
and you know, if there's anything that one band needs that maybe we can help them out with, you know, we're more than welcome to do that. We like to create a positive community when it comes to working, and because obviously what you throw out to the universe
is what you're gonna get back.
It's what you're gonna get back.
Yep. Well, the band
obviously.
scene down here, everyone's very friendly. All the bands all the bands help
Yes.
each other.
They're
Even
amazing people.
yeah, and again, I appreciate you guys coming and helping us. Make sure you check these guys out when you can, whether it's the duo, the trio, the full band. Carlos won't talk your ear off next time. We'll get him under control.
Yeah, just read
Just
the
we'll
subtitles.
just
Closed
that's it.
caption right here.
That's it. So go by, check them out. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you. Bye.